Hello, I am back with an impromptu video, which is sort of like a review of my 2024 planner diary and my upcoming 2025 planner diary plans. But really, it's, because I was in the middle, I just got my Sterling ink order and I decided to unbox it. I also have changed my audio setup. I know a lot of people, being very professional, either clip their lavalier microphone on their lapels on their neckline, or if they have a nice condenser microphone, have it like mic'd somewhere in their general direction of where they're speaking. There are people who probably are holding it a little bit like a handhold mic, but may I suggest taking a page out of theater performers, especially for all of us who is not going to be talking to the camera, although I think you should try it if you do. Pin it to your hair like a clip. You will completely understand why theater people just put mics in their hairline, somewhere in your hairline, because it follows where your head is moving. So, you know, I'm just saying. It's November now. This is the 2025 clear cover from Hobonichi. Not sure whether I'm going to use it for next year. Actually, I don't know whether I will be using for next year. Funnily enough, this one actually began in the November of last year. Hold on. When I bought it and got so excited, I'm going to start it. But of course, I got my 2023 planner. So what did I do? I just pasted this last year's November, just went straight ahead into the notes pages. So jumping around the points that I have in my head, what I really liked was how this gave me the opportunity to kind of like really test out my layout. I think I've mentioned it before in my earlier video, the one earlier video that I have made about this subject. Was worried, which kind of like drove my decision for this purchase that I will be unboxing for this video, that I might not have enough pages. But I will have to say, you know what, for a mega 217 pages, it actually, I still have pages left, significantly about another 20 pages or so. No, 25 pages or so. If I were to continue and using Hobonichi, I might just, but I will say for the next year, I've gone back to standard weeks in this very nice faux leather vinyl cover, standard weeks, because this will live in my wallet. I mean, this will live in my handbags, especially for my weekends, because all I need is just to make sure I coordinate the dates, and then, you know, shopping list, you name it. So does that sound like I'm not going to do a one planner around for 2025? No, essentially what I found from this experience is that I love this, but the impulse to edit as I write is just too strong for me, as I'm doing and keeping this all at once. Editing while writing, as you're writing your like diary entries, is one thing, which is fine, do whatever you need. But as I'm planning, of course, it just got like, you know, eventually it just got super like, it got in the way like of actually planning and like looking ahead and making it actually useful as a planner. And also when I'm traveling for work, and then, you know, taking meetings and stuff like that, now I have another notebook I have to keep, you know, like I can't afford to write it here. I might run out of pages. Oh no. So this is the year I've really decided to really pay attention to Sterling ink, and this is the year which I believe they don't take, this is the first year they're not taking pre-orders. Instead are going to be taking, they did a launch windows, staggered launch windows, and therefore I basically had orders for almost every launch window, and so that's why I finally only got my order today. But also what that meant for me was that I became not as disciplined as I like. I had plans for what I wanted, but then as I waited, I kept adding stuff to my shopping cart. My plan was that I'm gonna have 2 books. So the first one, I first looked at Sterling ink to see whether their N2 size, just equivalent to the Hobonichi weeks, whether that might be something I like. If I'd like something where, you know, the pages are fully to the bottom without the quotes, and like, that'll give me more space. But then I thought to myself, if I'm going to do something next year where this is gonna be like a diary, like a proper diary, I do have it's a diary now. It's a daily where I have daily entries and everything, but like really write and having a moment to like do deeper entries, or maybe something else, which I'll probably cover in this video. If I don't, I'll elaborate later at some point. Who knows? Who cares, really? Then why not go bigger? And that launched me onto an entirely different black hole, rabbit hole, whatever hole you want to call it, wormhole of shopping. Because, of course, now what I've had previously in terms of the products I have surely must have deferred, right? Obviously. But what are my substitutes? It's been a journey trying to figure out whether I need to put in more money, and of course I do, but like I pull myself back from the brink a couple of times, but I also indulged a couple more times, so there's a wash all throughout. Regardless, the point is I wanted to go bigger. So if I wanted to go bigger, that's an N1 size, and for a standard notebook, planner book that is going to be like, you know, soft cover bound book, I'll need a cover, I'll need this, I'll need that. Found out that there are like third-party clear covers, don't quite like the look. Found out there's third-party some other covers, like the look of that, not sure if I'm gonna like commit. And then found out they're doing clear covers, so might as well wait for that. And then I was traveling for work anyway, so it's not like I'm gonna be home. It took me about less than a week actually, from the arrival of the package to the USPS processing center to my arrival in my house, to my address, of course my house. So I have the idea that I'm gonna go bigger. Why also is because I wanted to use up my stickers. That was the other thing. I love my weeks, but with the way and the amount of information that I cram per weekly spread, I simply just don't have enough space to kind of like really have fun and put like stickers in it, like really small cute tiny stickers, especially since those sizes aren't really done by many makers for, like, you know, good aesthetic reasons, but also for another reason. As I was like looking into this, you know, I'm buying like Sterling Inks stickers and there's other stickers that I'm seeing. And so the thing that jumped out to me was that people who indulge in this hobby, like me, are surrounded by aesthetics and material, ephemera, of very particular vintage nostalgia, like vibe, visual design, aesthetic, whatever you want to call it. And that was fine, but I was in a rabbit hole after all, and buying beautiful stickers like this, it struck me, especially as someone who's not North American or Western in any way, not in a temperate climate either, and all of that, how much these are a nostalgia for a time that I don't particularly believe I was in. The nice thing to kind of like then starting to indulge in the conclusion of that thought is that at least for my country, Malaysia, there is a very robust and active and frankly diverse local industry sector of stationery makers, stationers, sticker makers, artists, illustrators, you name it. So that was perfect, and I could get like stuff that was, if I'm going to indulge in nostalgia, let me indulge in a nostalgia of a culture that I did grow up in, you know. Shouldn't that be the case for so many people? I think, especially if you don't live in the cultural core, so much of your internal imagination is shaped by other people's worlds. And so it's always nice if I have this opportunity to not do that. So that's actually going to be the plan for 2025. I'm going to be chaotic or loud, or definitely not at all like subtle or elegant or aesthetic about it. But it's going to be a Malaysiana kind of like vintage nostalgia as much as I can. Because I'm not saying this isn't Malaysian. This is pretty standard, typical Malaysian office working life. But there's stuff like like autumnal landscape scenes like that doesn't relate to me. But we're not all beach weather either. And I'm not saying that it's fully addressed this feeling that I have, but at least there's something, and I'll walk through that at some point. But right now, I'll focus on this. So the plan was then, because of that, I'm going to need more space and all of that. So I'm going to get a full year N1 size 2025 planner from Sterling Ink. I'm also going to get a vertical lineup full year A6 size, which will go into my Hobonichi Techo size cover. So I'll go into this cover because this will be my at work, travel, rough planner, rough sketch planner. So all of the all of the note pages at the back isn't just like for entries to do with like diary entry sort of things, but like note taking, meetings, travel details, project details, you name it, which I'll then recapture in this later as I need it, when I need it. Because this will act more like a diary log, and this will act more as a planner notebook. Because right now, as I'm using this, I'm like using these daily pages as notebooks, and the size comes in handy when I was doing my work travel. But it does get kind of confusing because, of course, it like with the dates and everything, and I don't like it because it actually interrupts my recall. And I love the Hobonichi cover, and I do have the cover on cover, and I freaking love this Liberty fabric design. I don't always love every Liberty fabric cover design that they have, but I exceptionally love this one. So I have to use it. Of course, I have to. The cover on cover is so sensible. It's got a pocket. The cover itself, the typical Hobonichi cover design, is so sensible, and I should use it. And so this will be perfect size to continue for my work and also for my travel. The other thing about the idea for the log is also because now I have more space to do like photo journaling, photo entry, like to write diaries which have stamps like this, so cute, or photos. I'm trying to find a non-incriminating photo like this. So this is like, imagine on a like bigger page you'll have like a sticker, like aesthetic sticker and photos. Those are my cats. Random street photography that I'm beginning to truly indulge in this year. So this goes into this one. So that's the plan, because when it will be unboxed, I guess you'll see my vision. If not, never mind. So that's sorted, right? But then, like I said, as I'm waiting for my final order to come in, like the final launch window to come in, which is the clear cover, which is the last one, because it was hard enough to find a cover for this size, for this dimension, like this height and that thickness. As I wait for that, I started going, well, maybe I need other things too. Like, surely I need stickers. Of course, girl. Everybody needs stickers. About like a range, targeting my birth month and then other months that I like. That could mean any one of the 12 months. But, maybe that's what I mean. Maybe that's what I mean. You don't know. So, and also with the aesthetic vision that I have in mind for next year. So, if I want to get some, and Sterling Ink, I have noticed the aesthetic is very much into this vintagey nostalgia, mid-century modern kind of look, which is perfect for me. I do like that look as well. But I was looking for things that were as neutral-ish as I can to my vision, which is Malaysiana. So that is to say, Western elements that were and is and were and are part of my Malaysian life. You know, so indoor workplace kind of look. I used to have an Olympus typewriter. What happened to it? Anyway, this sort of thing. So these are like as fairly tends to be mostly indoor stuff with some generic or rather flowers you can also find here stuff, because that was really my goal. I wanted to be as much as possible something like a book by the end of 2025 that would at least recall that the person who owned this book and who wrote in this book was from a very specific region too, and not just like generic any old nostalgia Victoriana era that everybody has because everybody wants to have a specific Georgian type of typeface. You know what I mean? Because it looks nice. Of course, it looks nice, but sometimes there's a lot to be said about being and existing firmly in the context that you're from. The coconut tree of it all. So like that. So the summer months stickers were great for me because of course the tropical vegetation resembles closest to what I live in. So unfortunately, despite my time of existence, the anniversary of my existence coming in the later half of the year, the climate does not fit the vision that I have. So there's that. I freaking love, like, I found out later that the founder of Sterling Inc., Catherine, I don't know her last name, sorry, is also an architect, and that makes so much freaking sense. I love her architectural illustrations, her interior illustrations. They're so nice. That was the sticker. The free gift, of which I had two. The fact that I have two, I feel like is an indictment on myself. Florals, vintage typewriter sticker, little bit of card, perfect. Bought myself a monthly booklet as well for 2024. Why? I don't recall. Bought myself an undated common planner for half year. Well, no, it's not half year, but it's just that the page number, the book size is definitely half of that of a full year dated one, because I want to test out my plan layouts. This is back in September, and of course now it's November because of the amount of time I have to wait, and also my own traveling that I have to do. And this is the clear cover. So let's unbox them together. Why not? Oh, do I need to do that? Probably not. All right. So I like how it's packaged. It's all very subtle, very elegant. I'm only very sorry to what will happen to it later with all of the colors and the chaos and your typical Malaysian love for any color that exists on the spectrum. Sorry for that. You'll understand what I mean at some point when I actually do a video with the kind of visual elements and ephemera that I've already collected to prepare for this vision that I have, quote unquote. This is my first batch ever of a common planner, of a Sterling Inc. common planner, and I have to say I love the material design. I love the general look. It is very subtle. It is very plain and subtle and cool. So if you're like an elegant person, do consider this line because it would speak to you intensely. So this is going to be, like I said, a travel journal perhaps, but definitely a tester for what I wanted. So this one I opted for a horizontal planner. I don't think actually they have a vertical undated. Regardless, never mind, because that was the one that I wanted to do a test on the layouts anyway. So perfect enough for me. Can you see better? I don't know about better, but we'll see something. So far so good. I generally have no complaints. So that's that. And now it's between me, God, and my wallet. So again, very handsome, very green. I wish I had a fuller version of this, but I don't. So there you have it. Oh, the booklet is just plain. Oh, now I remember why I bought it. Because it is just plain and numbered. This is the plan. Now I remember what was the plan. The plan for this notebook booklet was going to be similar like the Kokio Jibun Techo. So I will be using this as my life booklet. So, of course, transferring from book to book and all of that. I keep asking people for their birthdays because I never remember, and their addresses because I never remember, and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna keep it in one spot, like so. I don't have many friends. Yeah, I got 64 pages. So should be 1 page per person, half page per person. That should be good. So this is the A6 size, the one that is going to go into my original Techo Hobonichi cover. So the plan is I'm going to roughly, so if you were to recall what I said in my last video, just quickly recap. So they don't do last year, next year, only this year. So that's fine. This I'm going to use to mark off public holidays for work, annual leave, and my timesheet submission, which I am lagging far behind. This one I'm not sure. I'll think about it. Maybe not. This one maybe goal breakdown, probably my PMP, my KPI for the year. Yearly tracker, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for the book necessarily. Work from home stuff, I don't know. This one is gonna be project led and project based. The stuff I needed. This one also yeah, I think, yeah, it'll help for me. It'll help me to track my hours, that's for sure. So I'll have this that gives me nice in a glance. So like I said, for this one I opted to have a vertical layout instead of a horizontal layout, because then I can also do because this is going to be a rough book, a rough planner book, quickly sketch out my time log, just like mark out like my hours. And also because like it or not, this one is where I compromise with myself. I personally love Hobonichi's idea of what is in a day, because I am personally a person who sleeps at 4 o'clock in the morning. Why do you do that? I don't know. It's a sickness, but I sleep late. I can sleep very late, but the point is it ends at 3:30. It starts like, for some reason the guys behind Hobonichi have the same unhealthy sleeping habits as I do, and therefore their time scale is the perfect one for me. This one is, of course, a lot more decent, normal, healthy, disciplined time scale that starts at 6 and ends at midnight. God bless. It never ends with midnight with me. Not also because I have unhealthy sleeping habits, but also I have to take work calls and stuff beyond my hours, because that's just the life, and you don't live in the cultural core. You gotta follow other people's timelines, But it doesn't happen so often. So, if it happens, I'll just write it down here. But regardless, the point is I'm picking the vertical so I can quickly mark out the time log. So that's perfect. And at the back, really, it's just then when the notebook starts. Take down meeting notes, put down my project notes, and and writing it as I go. I'm not really gonna be indexing it. I might set up an index page or so just so I don't lose track, because I know I can, but I won't be putting tabs or any kind of cute stuff on it necessarily. Like, tabs will be on a temporary basis, like you use one of my pet film tags, index tabs, just to remember certain things that are urgent for that time period and all of that stuff. So this isn't my fancy book, but the combination between this book and this Liberty cover is already handsome enough in my heart. And this is the pièce de résistance for me, the N1 horizontal layout planner for next year. So my plan for this essentially will be like what I've been doing for my weeks for this year, just bigger. That's it. Yeah, because there you go. Because if this is going to be my rough one where I'm just going to write any old thing, and based on what I have seen, I'll keep this, and it's not that much bigger, but it's big enough. And the way I write things is just cramped. I'll have enough space for the year, and then I can transpose it, make it nicely, and put it here as a log, as a diary, put some photos as needed. Because right now, this really is my catch-all diary planner. I am so fond of this, by the way. I'm so happy that I've basically, because I said I started in November, I've basically finished the book. I have never managed to successfully finish a book in a way in which almost actually every week I will put something, even when I completely have like lost track of time or just become depressed or just like lost the will to live. Every week is complete or filled up somehow. So this is great. This can be my was it pencil board? Yeah, I'll definitely use it as my pencil board. I'll definitely put the public holidays here. Other important dates like home, like people's birthdays and such. I might. There's space. I'll probably do that. So that one is here. Okay, let's admire. There's other unboxing videos which are of course more thorough, and can I just say shout out to every one of those videos for being so thorough, for being so specific, for being so precise, for going through the sizing. I mean, not just from Sterling Ink itself, which is definitely the bar, but like others who decided to do that, like measure the size of the squares and the pages. Oh, what people did not mention, I haven't seen people mention, is there's also flecks of gold on the covers as well. It's either the flecks of gold came from the cover or from the gilt. Oh well, happy accident. And go so well on this plum cover, just nice and smooth. I might put stickers on this. I don't know. I don't know. So what was I saying about? Oh yes, I love and appreciate every single one of you who decided to do those videos where you measure the width of the squares and the pages and the sections, and you counted out the numbers of pages, and you put each book through their paces. You demonstrated the color, you demonstrated the paper, you demonstrated the pen test. I love and appreciate every single one of you, even if I don't necessarily watch it to the end. I hope you don't mind, but you have given me so much interesting information and joy. I'll probably get into it further, like what I plan to use for this book. Like, so this is the book where I will be thinking about what I'm gonna do decoratively, aesthetically, section wise. I'll probably get into it as I talk about this whole Malaysiana idea that I have. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear it. Hold on. Wait. So I love this. It's so beautiful. It's what a perfect color. I wish that the full version horizontal layout was also available with that pink blush cover, but this is also very handsome, and I love it. And you know what? That was helpful because then I wouldn't buy two. And I know I will. I definitely would have. So yeah, I'm gonna do a more closer explanation on what I intend to do later on, I think. But right now, let's just go with that. I think that's it. So that's it. That's my 2025 Sterling Ink order. Parts of this might have gotten out of frame. Apologies for that. And don't forget what I said about the mic thing. Oh shoot, I forgot. I want to talk about my my leather cover. I'm so happy with this because this is made in Malaysia as well. I did not realize we've had a Malaysian business all along. What, for 7th anniversary, for at least 7 years, doing custom-made leather goods, including and especially planner covers. That's like amazing, and I'm sorry that I didn't realize it until now. I think it's because I was very much in the Hobonichi ecosystem, and also because he only has an Instagram account. I'm trying not to be on the Facebook ecosystem too much, but as a part of life being in Asia, I think it's just a given, de facto. You're either on Facebook or you're on Instagram or you're on Threads. Mark Zuckerberg. You will pay for your sins. Anyway, what a fantastic tote bag. Love this. So I got a free tote bag out of that. And this is what I ordered, which would fit the N1 planner. And this is a full brown colored chèvre goat leather planner, embossed leather. The batik in a design that's called batik, which recalls or is reminiscent of the batik textiles that is famous here. Originated somewhere in modern Indonesia, of course. Better say that before the Indonesians come and scope me. But we do share cultural and indigenous roots, so it's also as much a Malaysian art form as well as Singapore, as well as Brunei, Southern Thai, Southern Philippines. But I will have to say, because of colonialism and international trade, it is also very much an art form in Africa too. East African batik, West African batik. I don't believe South or North Africa got to localize or indigenize this art form, but like basically wax print dyed textiles called batik is very much an African art form as much as it is a Southeast Asian one. And even so, our art form itself was a localized version of an older technique of textile printing and dyeing from India, which is always the case when it comes to textile technology and aesthetic development. If it's not China, it's India. And when it's pants, it's Central Asia. That's how it goes. Anyway, this is my leather cover. I love it. It fits into this whole aesthetic vision that I said about how it's going to be Malaysiana, of course. So a batik embossed leather cover fits exactly into this plan. I asked for a standard internals. So got all of these pockets, got all of these little sections, asked for a pin loop as well. So let's put them in, guys. Here it is, my 2025 common planner. Here it is, my leather cover that's embossed with both the logo and my name. Do you see it? Well, if you don't see it, I'm not gonna go out of my way to make sure you see it. Just know that the quality is great. Okay, so I'm gonna put it here. Perfect. It fits perfectly. The other thing I have in mind is whether I want to add a ribbon bookmark at some point into this whole thing. I should have asked for them to punch a hole through the back here, so make it like really like the Midori system with your covers. But then I had second thoughts, and like, what if, especially in our torrential downpour kind of climate, one day it leaks, and I'll be like, no, not my planner. Anyway, so that's that. Well, since we are in covers mode, let's open up the clear cover and put it on the undated planner that I intend to use immediately. Apparently, it comes with a warning that if it's a little too snug, to please use a hairdryer because it can shrink in cold temperatures. And at least I can say this: that's not going to be a problem here. Let's see, the struggle bus is captured. Fantastic. Yay! Perfect. Because I'm not going to be using the cover on cover for this next year's weeks, because it's already a full leather vinyl cover, so it's good enough already, especially for the purpose that I intend, which is going to be throwing it into handbags for the weekend, or when my big rough paper one is just too big, far too big. Ta-da! And it matches. Crud, that is so handsome. Wait, I don't like it this way. This is better. Anyway, ta-da! All right, perfect. And now we're cooking. Do you feel like you're doing it backwards? She says. So, what you gonna do? Put it here. You'll feel better about it either way, one way or another. So there we have it. I've done up my covers. I could put I could put this one into my Hobonichi one, but I'm still using the Hobonichi one. But you know what? Why not? Why not? We're all here. We're all having fun. Oh, boy. Was this not thought out? Okay, hold on. Can I just say I love how it just matches. Fantastic, fantastic. Why is it on camera? This one looks more like Tiffany blue. It's a proper green, guys. The cover page. You're right. By Jove, Sherlock. Anyway. There you go. That's so cute. I love it. I just belatedly realized this entire video is probably going to be a journey of my accents, to which I want to say I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. We are ending it. For real, for real. Goodbye.